life are free. The stars belong to everyone. They gleam there for you and me.
I'm fairly well known as a researcher of archaic methods of combat. I've had a few theories proven by the archaeological record, so most historical researchers are of the opinion that I know what I'm talking about, an opinion that I share. None of the issues that we are discussing in this video series are new. They've been discussed to death over millennia. The thing is, as George Santayana said, those who fail to learn from the mistakes of their predecessors are forever doomed to repeat them, and that's what's happening here. Let's stay with the mounted position for a while. My students and I have researched the archaeological record going back 4,000 years, and we found very few depictions of the mount, possibly one or two. And the reason for this, as we've seen in the previous video, is the presence of weapons. Let me give you another example from the mounted position. What happens if the guy on the bottom is wearing a helmet, like a soldier is most likely to be doing? What are you going to do? Punch the helmet? Remember, helmets are made from ballistic material, so if you hit one, you're most likely to break your hand.
Oh, give me your attention. There's been a new invention. It isn't any larger than an adding machine. It's only fair to mention, though it's a new invention. It's one that you have heard about, but few have ever seen.
I can see that you guys don't believe me as far as how easy it is to break your hand when throwing a punch. And you probably didn't check the PubMed archive like I told you to do in the last video to verify the statistics that I gave you. So let me give you another example. How about this guy? You know him, right? You think he knows how to throw a punch? You know what happened to Mike? Do you know this story here? In the early hours of August 23, 1988, in Harlem, Mike Tyson was with his good friend David Steck. The pair were shopping at Dapper Dan's, a Harlem clothing store. Mitch Green had heard that Tyson was in the area and went to track him down in hopes of securing a rematch. A scuffle ensued, and Green allegedly threw a punch, and Tyson responded with a straight right to Green's nose, an injury requiring 5 stitches to set. That's right, Mike Tyson punched him in the nose, and Green only required 5 stitches. Tyson broke his hand in the incident and had to postpone his fight with Frank Bruno. So you're going to sneak a punch in and hit the face of a guy wearing a ballistic helmet, right? If you don't believe Tyson, and you don't believe Shamrock, and you don't believe me, good luck. Oh, I know, wait. You're not going to go for the ground and pound. You're going to sneak in the deadly armbar, right? This is what would happen.
It doesn't do division, and it doesn't multiply. It doesn't want to be a bird. It doesn't try to fly. It came about because they made a big atomic bomb. The new invention's clicking, and because of that sticking, I know where the idea came from.
In combat, in actual combat, you hold an opponent face down so that he cannot deploy a weapon against you. That is what the history of combat has taught us. The thing is, you also have to be careful of what traditional schools teach you, because many traditional schools, despite having a lineage, do not have a lineage actually proven in combat, and many teachers are making it up as they go along. Ask me, I've been a student in more than one traditional school.
You came down to this southern town last summer to show the folks a brand new way of life.
And you're probably wondering how we would do it. Well, I'll show you. My students actually didn't want me to reveal any techniques, because to show a technique is to lose a tactical advantage. But I'm tired of young kids getting stabbed, so consider this our contribution to the record. This is how we do it in Pamajon. We're actually reversing 3 joints. There's no way that the opponent can move. One of the best ways to find techniques that are proven in combat is to go through the archaeological record and establish what has been used by human beings throughout history again and again. But still, when you're reconstructing a martial art or trying to determine proven techniques like that, You have to be really careful because sometimes you make ridiculous mistakes. Let me show you one from Greek martial arts. One of my pet peeves is the overhand grip that is commonly shown for hoplite combat. It is ludicrous. It is anhistoric. It never existed. And I'm going to show you why. Now, Bobby's here has an ancient Greek shield and what passes for an ancient Greek spear. He is going to hold it just like in the movie 300. So, we start with an underhand grip. Underhand grip, and he raises it to an overhand grip. Very good. Now, if the camera would come this way a little bit. Thanks very much. I will show you why this is wrong. Greek breastplates were made of solid bronze. They were not flexible. Here are some historic examples.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go.
Watch what happens to Bobby's shoulder when he raises the spear. It comes down. Here's the breastplate. It's right here. Okay? It's a solid piece of bronze. And he raises the spear. Yeah. He raises it. Oh yeah. Okay? This isn't moving. Therefore, this position, which was made widely famous by the movie 300, does not exist. It has never existed. It cannot exist. Wake up, people! How did they hold the spear? They held it like this, just like Maasai tribesmen do today. Why? Because it works. See? I can put my hand here and he can move the spear back and forth. No problem. The breastplate is right here. What else? If he's next in line to another person, he doesn't interfere this way. If he holds it wrong, in order to get that to work, he has to turn his body. Guess what happens? We're all turned this way. We're not facing forward. Why is this a bad idea? Because there are other people behind him who are also pushing. If his body is sideways, where are they going to push? He has to be facing front. Again, common sense. Guess what? Greeks held the spear this way, not this way. So if you see somebody holding the spear this way, that means they don't know what they're doing. Now, you could ask, and rightfully so, how is this important in a modern context? Well, this example shows how hundreds of millions of dollars worth of energy can be spent towards establishing and promoting something that is so blatantly incorrect that it's obvious. But more importantly, we still wear armor today. We still wear ballistic armor. We still wear backpacks. So if you see somebody who's teaching a method of close quarter combat and they're bunching up their shoulders in a very bad boxer stance while teaching defensive applications, then this person has not taken armor into context, and that means they're making tactical errors. Thanks.
Watch World War III on pay TV. Television can be such a thrill. Sitting home in your chair, watch the boys over there. Charging across your TV screen, spinning blonde to smithereens. Watch World War III on pay TV. If you want to keep the kids at home, they'll be glued to their sets, watching rockets and jets. Blowing up schools and factories, putting an end to the birds and bees. It's worth every penny to tune in and see. Bum, bum, bum.